Ever wonder what really goes on behind those shiny airport walls? 2026 has been a quiet bloodbath. TSA just spent $781 million on new 3D scanners, and your carry-on might not fit. The ID in your wallet could cost you $45 to verify, with no guarantee. And your passport? Valid for 5 more months, photo perfectly fine, digital ID ready on your phone, and any one of those assumptions could get you denied at the gate. 8 traps. Most travelers walk into every one of them blind. Before I reveal them, make sure to subscribe. TSA is rolling out new CT scanners, $781.2 million worth, already live at LAX, LaGuardia, and Atlanta. Yes, you can leave your laptop and liquids in your bag. Here's what they're not advertising. The scanner tunnels are smaller than the old X-ray machines. As Simple Flying reported June 16th, bags exceeding airline dimensions may simply not fit through. If your bag doesn't fit, screening stops. You're sent back to the airline counter to check it. You pay. On Frontier, $99 at the gate versus $29 at booking. Soft-sided bags and expanded zippers are the worst offenders. Your bag measures 22 inches until you pack it full and it swells. The machine doesn't negotiate. Fix. Compress your bag. Keep expandable zippers shut. If you use a soft duffel, switch to hard-sided. February 2026, TSA launched Confirm ID. You show up with a non-real ID license, no star, and TSA offers a $45 identity verification through a third-party database. If it clears, you get a 10-day travel window. Now read what the TSA website actually says. There is no guarantee TSA can do so. Their words, you pay $45. If the database can't verify you, name changes, address mismatches, outdated records, you don't fly. You lost the money. You still got denied. Fix. Check your license for the star right now. No star? DMV appointment this week. Bring passport or birth certificate, social security card, and 2 proofs of address. Don't gamble $45 on a system that admits it can fail. In 2025, the FAA verified 93 lithium battery incidents on aircraft, 80 on passenger planes. Batteries smoking, catching fire, extreme heat. The breakdown: 31 from power banks and loose packs, 22 from e-cigarettes, 21 from cell phones. Power banks are the #1 offender. TSA agents are now trained to flag power banks exceeding 100 watt-hours or missing a visible rating. Most budget Amazon brands don't print the rating anywhere. No rating? Confiscated. No appeal. Fix, check your power bank for a printed watt-hour rating. None? Replace it with an Anchor or Mophie. And power banks always in carry-on, never checked luggage. You've cleared security. You're at the gate, boarding group 3, same bag you've flown with for years. The agent stops you, points at the sizing frame. Your bag doesn't fit. Airlines are enforcing carry-on dimensions harder than at any point in the last 5 years. Gate check fees are pure revenue. Frontier charges $99 at the gate versus $29 at booking. Legacy carriers hit you for $35 to $100. The CT scanner is the first filter. Gate agents are the second, using sizing frames aggressively. Pay or don't board. It's not personal. It's protocol. Fix. Measure your bag at home, wheels, and handle included. Spirit allows 22 by 18 by 10. United allows 22 by 14 by 9. 2 inches of width is the difference between free and $99. Half an inch over? Assume it's getting flagged. Your flight gets canceled. You get rebooked, make it home, move on. You just left money on the table. Since April 2024, DOT rules require airlines to issue automatic cash refunds for canceled or significantly delayed flights 3 hours domestic, 6 hours international. Cash, not a voucher. Within 7 days. Airlines don't advertise this. They offer a rebooking or credit. Most people accept it. They never learn the cash was automatic. And here's the urgency. DOT is reviewing consumer protections. The administration has already rolled back pricing transparency rules. The automatic refund rule could be redefined, making the delay window longer or making refunds optional. What protects you today may not tomorrow. Fix. If your flight is canceled or delayed over 3 hours domestic, demand cash. Don't accept a voucher unless you actually want one. The 6-month rule. Nobody warned you about you show up at the airport, you hand over your passport, still good for 5 months. The check-in agent says, "I can't board you." It's the 6-month validity rule, enforced by your destination country. Most nations require your passport to be valid 6 months beyond your arrival date. The airline denies you, not immigration, because if you get rejected at the border, the airline pays the fine and your return flight. They're not taking the risk. Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, UAE, China, Egypt, Turkey, all enforce this. Even the Schengen zone requires 3 months. And the list changes without warning. In May 2026, a traveler was denied at a UK airport. The passport was 10 years and 10 days old, still had validity remaining. The UK counts from issue date, not expiration. You don't find out until the agent says no. 1 in 4 passport photos gets rejected. Wrong size. Shadows. Background not white enough. Slight smile. Here's why it's worse now. On July 2nd, Secretary of State Rubio announced a new at-home photo system. You snap a picture on your phone, facial recognition checks it. You submit. No professional review. No CVS employee making sure it meets standards. But here's what nobody mentions. The State Department still takes 6 to 8 weeks to process your application. If that at-home photo has a shadow or wrong head size, you won't know until your rejection letter arrives, 8 weeks later. 2 months gone. Trip approaching. No passport. And expedited service? Online renewals cannot be expedited. The State Department explicitly warns, don't travel within 6 weeks of submitting online. Discover your photo was rejected 3 weeks before departure? Nothing you can do. TSA now accepts mobile driver's licenses at over 350 airports. Colorado, California, and 20 other states offer them. You pull out your phone thinking you're prepared. But in June 2026, Mississippi's entire digital ID system glitched. Valid, real ID-compliant licenses were being flagged as invalid at TSA checkpoints statewide. Hawaii had the same problem, valid IDs. Scanners wouldn't read them. Travelers pulled aside. Flights missed. If you rely on your phone as your only ID and the scanner fails, you have no backup. TSA does not accept a photo of your physical license. You need the actual card or a passport. Fix for all 3. Check your passport expiration date. Add 6 months. If that falls before your next international trip, renew now, not online. Use expedited mail-in with the $60 rush fee. Photos. Go to CVS or Walgreens and pay the $15. Their system is calibrated to State Department specs. 1 in 4 DIY photos fail. Don't be one of them. And digital ID? Bring your physical license as backup. Always. Quick question. What are you wearing on your wrist right now? Because whatever it is, Apple Watch, Fitbit, Garmin, a smart ring you forgot you even had on, the rules for getting it through airport security just changed. And nobody told you. TSA rolled out updated guidance for wearable devices through 2024 and 2026. The FAA updated lithium battery rules in January 2026. And manufacturers like Dexcom, Medtronic, and Abbott buried the important stuff on page 47 of manuals nobody reads. Today we're going through 9 wearable device rules TSA is now enforcing at checkpoints. The most important one on this list. If you or anyone you travel with uses a CGM, a Dexcom G7, Abbott Libre 3, or Medtronic Guardian, pay close attention here. The rule, CGMs should not go through AIT body scanners or X-ray machines. This comes directly from the manufacturers. The radiation can damage the sensor and completely compromise your glucose readings, and you won't know until hours later when your numbers go erratic. Here's what TSA won't tell you. There is an alternate screening option, a pat-down and visual inspection instead of the scanner. But you have to ask for it by name. Before you reach the checkpoint, tell the officer, "I'm wearing a continuous glucose monitor, and I need alternate screening." That one sentence protects your device and your health. This one is tripping up frequent flyers who've been breezing through security for years. Updated guidance technically allows you to keep your watch on, but major U.S. airports have been rolling out newer CT scanners through 2024 and 2026. These are more sensitive than older equipment. Metal bezels on the Apple Watch Ultra and Samsung Galaxy Watch are now triggering anomaly alerts at checkpoints where they never did before. Your Apple Watch isn't being singled out. The scanner upgrade changed what triggers an alert. Fix: at any major airport, put the watch in the bin proactively. Hearing aids do not need to be removed at security. That part is fine, but Bluetooth-paired hearing aids can sometimes trigger anomaly alerts on newer body scanners, and if that happens, you get pulled aside for additional inspection. What most people don't know, TSA has a protocol that reduces this hassle entirely. Carry a medical alert card and notify the officer before screening. That single step dramatically lowers the chance of being flagged. TSA has this option. They just don't advertise it. Smart rings contain lithium-ion batteries and metal components. They typically pass through metal detectors fine, but on newer CT scanners, they can get flagged. And because most people forget they're wearing one, the flag leads to a delay, a confused agent, and a lot of explaining. Here's the actual problem. TSA has not issued a specific rule for smart rings. No rule means agents make individual judgment calls, and those calls are completely unpredictable. Safest move: declare it proactively before you reach the scanner. 2 seconds. Removes all uncertainty. Ray-Ban Meta glasses are creating a genuine gray area at TSA checkpoints right now. TSA policy says photography at checkpoints is actively discouraged. Smart glasses with always-on cameras make that policy messy. Some airports are now asking passengers to power them off entirely before screening. Here's what most people don't know. TSA can ask you to stop recording, but they cannot legally confiscate your glasses just for wearing them. Most passengers don't know that line exists, so they hand them over before they even need to. Power them off before the checkpoint. Your Fitbit, Garmin, or Whoop is permitted. No drama there. But here's the angle most people miss. Bluetooth-paired devices broadcast a pairing signal that is visible to scanning equipment. Your tracker is essentially announcing itself and its paired device ID as you walk through. This doesn't mean TSA is monitoring your data, but that signal can contribute to an anomaly flag on newer equipment. If this concerns you, turn off Bluetooth pairing before you reach the checkpoint. Simple fix. Apple Watch Series 8, 9, and Ultra models have increasingly sensitive fall detection, and that sensitivity is creating a very specific problem at security. When your watch gets jostled in a bin, the motion sensors can misread that movement as a fall. Fall detection fires. Your watch calls emergency services automatically, and you don't find out until a 911 dispatcher is calling you back at the gate. The fix: before dropping your watch in a bin, go to Settings, then Emergency SOS, and temporarily disable fall detection. Turn it back on once you're through. Under 30 seconds. In January 2026, the FAA tightened lithium battery rules. The change that affects most travelers isn't about the wearable itself. It's about the power bank you carry to charge it. New rules: power banks must be in carry-on only, never checked. They must be turned off during flight, not just idle, actually off. And they cannot be actively charging a device during certain flight phases. Most wearables fall well under the 100 watt-hour limit. But if you're carrying a larger power bank, check that rating before you pack. Highest stakes rule on this list, saving the most important for last. Insulin pumps like Omnipod 5, Tandem T, Slim, Medtronic 780G fall under the same rule as CGMs. They should not go through AIT scanners or X-ray. Manufacturer warnings are direct and clear. What's changed recently? The rise of combination CGM and pump systems means more travelers are managing two restricted devices in one, and most don't know either restriction applies. Same solution as rule number 1. Request alternate screening before you reach the scanner. Tell the agent you're wearing an insulin pump. The protocol exists, but you have to ask for it. TSA won't offer it. The fine print warns you. The protection is there. You just have to know to use it.
Number 1 is the most confiscated item in airport history, the power bank. You toss it in your checked bag because it's heavy. Big mistake. Lithium-ion batteries are prone to thermal runaway, meaning they catch fire. If that happens in the cargo hold, the plane goes down. If it charges your phone without a wall outlet, it must go in your carry-on. And check the label. It must be under 100 watt-hours, or TSA will seize it right at the checkpoint. Ladies, listen up. Those fancy new cordless straighteners that run on butane cartridges? TSA hates them. The butane is a pressurized gas. If you put this in a checked bag, it is treated as a hazardous explosive. You can bring one in your carry-on, but it must have a safety cover over the heating element. If you pack a spare butane refill, confiscate it immediately, no exceptions. Seniors love these for cold flights, but they are a trap. The vest itself is just fabric, but the battery pack inside is pure lithium. I see people fold the vest and check it, forgetting the battery is still zipped in the pocket. You can check the vest, but you must unplug and remove the battery and carry it with you in the cabin. Do not leave it connected. So, if you bought a suitcase with a built-in charger or GPS tracker, you really need to be careful. If that battery doesn't pop out, then, well, that bag is not flying. Airlines are stricter than ever about non-removable batteries in 2026. You must be able to eject the battery with just one finger. And if you're forced to gate check your carry-on, you have to rip that battery out before handing it over. If it's stuck, the bag stays behind. These are super popular for anyone with arthritis or poor circulation. But, unlike the old shake-to-activate packets, the electric ones are actually high-density batteries. You need to treat these exactly like a cell phone. They live in your carry-on. Never, ever check them. Now, let's talk about medical gear. Your CPAP machine is expensive, so you carry it on. But what about the spare battery for the flight? Spare medical batteries often exceed the normal size limits. You are allowed to bring them, but they must be in your carry-on and protected from short-circuiting. Use electrical tape over the terminals or keep them in their original box. Never check a loose medical battery. If you use old-school zinc air batteries with the sticker tabs, you can pack those anywhere. But the new rechargeable hearing aid cases? Those have lithium batteries inside the charging case itself. The hearing aids are in your ears, but the charger case must go in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. This is critical. You cannot check a battery-powered POC. The pressure changes in the cargo hold can affect the device, and the batteries are a fire risk. Bring it on board, and ensure you have enough battery life for 150% of the flight duration. Airlines require that buffer in case of delays. This is the most complex rule in travel. If you have a collapsible electric scooter or wheelchair, you cannot just fold it and hand it to the baggage handler. You usually need to disconnect the battery and bring the battery into the cabin with you. The frame goes under. The power source stays with you. Check with your airline 48 hours in advance. Just like the CPAP, the tabletop plug-in nebulizers are fine in checked bags. But the portable handheld ones with built-in batteries, carry on only. If it has a battery you can't see, assume it's dangerous. This one isn't about fire, it's about panic. If your toothbrush turns on inside your checked bag, the vibration sets off alarms. Baggage handlers think it's an improvised explosive device. They will open your bag and tear it apart to find the noise. Tape the power button down or use a hard travel case. Don't let it buzz. Same logic here. A buzzing bag is a suspicious bag. Engage the travel lock if your razor has one. If not, put it in your carry-on so you can prove what it is if it starts making noise. You might think, I'll just read my Kindle at the hotel, so you check it. Don't. Tablets have large, flat batteries that are easily punctured if a heavy suitcase lands on top of them. A punctured battery means a fire. All screens stay in the cabin. It keeps them safe from theft and crushing. There is a huge rumor that Lufthansa and other airlines banned AirTags. They are allowed. The battery inside an AirTag contains only 0.3 grams of lithium. That is well below the danger threshold. You can keep them in your checked luggage to track your bags. They are safe. Finally, the laptop. Sometimes you have to check it because your carry-on is full. If you check it while it's in sleep mode, it can wake up, overheat, and ignite the clothes around it. If you absolutely must check a laptop, power it down completely. Not sleep. Not hibernate. Off.